Packaging a level. To package a level means that you've packaged it to an exe so other people can play the game that don't have the UDK installed on their computer. Okay, so again, I use these very small examples. There's nothing in this level per se, but these little path nodes that I did in a previous example. So let's look at packaging, and I can package this one very quickly because of that. So let's first build all. So depending upon the level of detail in the level, the many lights, the everything else, this build process could take a while. Alright, looks good. It's all built. Now let's go and save it. So let's go save as. And we're going to save it within a certain place on my hard drive, C drive, UDK, the build, then UT game, content, maps, and I'm going to go ahead and save it right here. It's called JSON map. Alright, now we're going to go into the binaries. So C drive, UDK, name of the build, binaries. And then down below we have this thing called the Unreal front end. We'll launch it. You got this. So over here are profiles. Profiles are just, let's say I wanted to play it on an iPhone compared to an Xbox compared to whatever. So these, the very first one, right, DM deck, isn't really the DM deck per se. It's the UT game on PC profile. So we can highlight that. Maps to cook, let's remove that one. Let's add JSON map. Because I've saved it in that one area, it pops up here. Add selected maps. And for the rest of this stuff, really, there's not much to even go in here and change. But up here at the top, there is no script, so I'm going to disenable this. The cook, I'm going to step enable that one. Launch, I'm going to step enable that one. And package game, step enable. So that's very important that we step enable. In fact, I'm going to unenable this one, so it just it goes right from the start, and then it goes through, it cooks it, which is just basically what we did. We built it. It's the same as just about cooking. It'll add an extra step in there, and then it packages the game. Alright, so let's do this. Now it says something about the UDK cook packages, platform PC, multi-language cook, initialize, fail. Well, do we want multi-language? I don't know about that. It's not really important that people in China get this. So in here, we uncheck this, and yeah, we'll just leave that unchecked. Okay, and that's why I chose a very, very small level to do this. Okay, my game, we'll call it JSON game example. Now package it. Please set the game name and long game name to valid strings. Whoops. Oh, yep. Too long. And it cannot have spaces in it either. Just go like that. Or weird characters. There we go. So the short name is on top and the long name is at the bottom. And those games will show up, not really per se in the list of maps. You'll see. Whoop. Let's go back here. Let's page down a little bit. You'll see all this great stuff. Now, just below, finish creating installer at C drive UDK, then this number, then the JSON game. So just pay attention to where the path is, because sometimes it sends it to the third layer of hell on your hard drive and you'll never find it again. But there it is right there. C drive UDK install right there. So in this case, not too far away. All right, well, we can install this. In fact, I would right click on it and say probably run as administrator. And let's pretend for a second that I don't have UDK on this machine. So you can give this to your buddy. There's the name, see it? That's where test shows up. That was the short name. So all that does is make it so it installs it to test. It'll go out and install the Visual Studio 2010 or wherever it needs. And the DirectX. I had both those on my system, but it's not really that smart. You know, I mean, it's just going to insta-top or whatever. And it does a nice job of going out and getting the very best of the best. It doesn't install the old stuff. So there it goes. It's piling through. So if you had all these textures, all these models, all these everything, okay, it will include that all in the package. You no longer have to turn in stuff like the 14 million textures that I acquire for you guys and everything else. So I can launch test, or I can go to C drive UDK test and launch it from there. And there we go. Now you can choose a multiplayer game. You can say host a game. You can go to the map. And there's JSON map. There's settings. Here's where you can do the masterful bot again, or a number of components. So just like before, this one just runs a little bit faster, and the people that you know and love can play their game or play your game without having the UDK source on their computer. Right, there we go. A whole bunch of human bots, all shooting each other. Alright, so that is packaging level, and how to launch it, how to install it, and everything else. So